So we're back again with yet again another episode of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. In the last episode, I really don't want to talk about it. In the last episode, I finally got that stupid heart piece from Goratram at the top of this freaking thing. That thing up there, in there. Not gonna go back and talk to him unless I feel sorry for the guy, but as mentioned, I did kind of strive to get some lizard tails, so it's gonna be what I'm kind of try to do anyway in this episode. Just a couple, because I did shoot like a lizard on top of like this pillar saying that I wanted a lizard tail. So if I get a comment saying, "Hey, by the way, you said you wanted a lizard tail, you could have passed these guys up, you did in the last episode." Well, I'm doing it now. I gave it thought, okay? Alright. With as much thought as I gave that minigame in the last episode, I'm done with that game now. I'm done with that minigame, it's all good now, but I'm gonna go back to Skyloft in this episode to do a couple nicky-knack things. One is more like optional, one is semi-required because I am doing upgrades, but hey, we're gonna go back there right now. Alright, so this spot in particular that I did kind of want to talk about, it's not really required like I just, said a couple seconds ago, but I'm going to go over to the Knight Academy just to show like one little, knick-knack thing if you want to go ahead and give it a try. I'm specifically not going to, but it is kind of like a little option, if you just happen to stumble across it, but hey, it's a good option for fundage in this game. Again, I won't go for it, but I'll announce it and just bring it up because I'm, showing this game as much love as possible because this is an option, it's an option, but it takes place specifically at night. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is there anything in here? Is there anything in here? Hey, I got a quarter of fundage back from Goratram, who just took my money anyway. So it's not 20, but it's 5. Alright. To bed we go. Alright, with full health gathered. We don't really need health, but, just one little thing. I think it's in Stritch's room. It's either Groos's room. I know it's not in Fledge's room. It's probably in Stritch's room. I can check. Where is he again? Let's find out. Colin and Stritch. Is he in here? Yeah. Right here. So, there's a little speech bubble just kind of hovering over him. What does he got to say this time? Oh, it's you, LSP. What do you want with me? Huh? What am I doing? Bugs. I'm looking at bugs. Bugs are amazing. Even more amazing than Groose in a lot of ways. Oh, wait. I'm not saying Groose isn't as amazing as a bug. You're just trashing your bro like that, man? Like, I gotta give it to Groose, he's changed in a lot of good ways, but Stritch, for as long as you haven't seen him, you're just gonna go ahead and throw him under the bus like that? I mean, come on. Look, I just really like bugs. I want to collect all kinds of bugs. Can you say the word bugs anymore in a sentence? Or any more times in this dialogue? I mean, come on, dude. I mean, I even dream about having, like, an entire island full of bugs. Okay, Agatha from Twilight Princess. He's basically Skyloft's version of Agatha from Twilight Princess. She's a bug collector. I guess you're going to have any kind of bug collector in a Zelda game. This is just one of them. How about this? LSP, here's the plan. If you find a bug, come sell it to me. When it comes to bugs, rupees are no object. What? I was sure you'd go for that. Don't make me sick Groose on you. Hey, him and I are cool, man. Don't even go there. Alright. So if you ever want to sell any bugs, just bring them to me. I usually hang out here all night. I won't just buy any bug, though. What I buy on any given day just depends on the mood I'm in. So he'll only buy a bug if he feels like it. A specific kind, just a small part. of Skyloft at night. This is like the business deals we're going to have from now on. Stritch and his frickin' ways. Oh, one other thing. This might bug you a little bit. Pun intended. But I only want to do these deals at night. I have a reputation to protect. Got it, LSP? I don't mean to be a pest, but I'm counting on you. I can't stop thinking about bugs. So, let's get to it. Want to sell me something? So, he's gonna buy tonight a woodland rhino beetle, a volcanic ladybug, and a sky stag beetle. I'm gonna go ahead and say no deal on this one, because I do want to bring up something else. Well, that's too bad. I guess I'll be seeing you. Oh, boo. But fine. So, one thing that I'm really going to mention that's important about this is if you do want good fundage and good amounts of rupees. So, notice, I only have 2 of these sand cicadas. Let's go ahead and read a little bit about them. We may as well read up on some history while we're, just here in Skyloft. A desert insect that is quick to fly away, deemed the most difficult insect to catch. So I kind of did some homework on this and looked up the price chart for certain bugs here in Skyloft, and it turns out that the sand cicada is worth 50 rupees each. The most expensive bug on the chart. So, hey, if you happen to visit Stritch here at night, and he does happen to be, buying a sand cicada, it will be 50 rupees a pop. So, I'm just putting that out there. I won't show that this time, but I think my word is already good enough, so I don't really have to show it anyway. But if you want to go ahead and give this little market a try, just like Rupin with his treasures, same thing with Stritch and his bugs. So, hey. Alright, let's go ahead and do some upgrades so it looks like in the daytime. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so I also did a little bit of homework on the amounts of treasure that I have for some upgrades. So, I mentioned in the last episode, or specifically, that I did go ahead and get some treasures. I walked into the waterfall cave with 3 monster claws. I needed 5. So, just a couple more because of what I needed for the shields specifically. But may as well just go ahead and get some butterflies. Well, we did talk about bugs just a little minute ago, but hey, little dudes. Okay, fine, have it your way. At least I'll just get, 1 butterfly. Will you come back? Will you come back? Gotcha. Alright. So, going into the bazaar, we want to go ahead and upgrade so it looks like our shield we have right now. What do we have that's required for that upgrade? Well, if you go over to Gondo, he will just say,
"Hey, you want to get ripped off again for not having treasure, and you got to go back and cut off the episode, restart because you didn't have this one."
Alright. This upgrade requires 1 dusk relic, 2 bird feathers, and 3 ornamental skulls. We definitely want this upgrade for 100 rupees, which leaves us 2,000 even. Go for it, man. Let's see how purty we look after this. Alright, we have the Divine Shield. Now there is one more upgrade that we can get after this that has the face of the goddess statue on it, but we're going to go ahead and postpone that for a little bit later. One more in this particular slot that I want to go ahead and do is the Quiver. So, 2 monster horns, 3 dusk relics, 1 golden skull, and 1 goddess plume. 100 rupees, again, let's go for it. May as well. Yeah, go for it, I understand. Alright, we have the large quiver. It holds 15 extra arrows. Carry it with you when you're using the bow. Pretty coolio. Alright, so one more specific item that I wanted to go ahead and upgrade was, I know that I'm not going to wear it that much anymore because I just did a pretty good shield upgrade, but if we talk to Beatrice, yeah, darling, I'm here. I'm here. You can look at my beautiful face all day, Beatrice. Alright. Yes, I'm kind of in a hurry, but not really. Alright. The Iron Shield. I already did the Braced Shield, the wooden shield. I went from the Banded to the Braced. I went from, I'm going to go from the Iron Shield to the Better Shield. I'm just going to go ahead and swap out the Treasure Medal for that one. And just put it back, and we're done with that for now. Alright. Gondo. One more Item upgrade. You know, we've did the beetle, we've did the net, we've done the, you know, the bow. Basically did everything else except for shields. We've basically done every upgrade at this point, the major ones that I really wanted to do. But, alright, Iron Shield, we're going to go from that to the better one. 2 Elden Ore, 2 Monster Claws, and 2 Elemental Skulls. Go for it. I know there's no going back. Why would I even be coming here if I didn't know there was going to be no going back? Fine, Gondo, be that way. You're just gonna, you know, shove news down my throat? Ugh. And we have the Reinforced Shield. This heavy shield is even tougher than the standard Iron Shield. What makes you say that? You know, what image is on there? Looks like birds or, you know, some kind of loft wings. Alright. And one final upgrade. We're gonna go from the Reinforced to the Best. I wonder what the name for it is. But hey, we have the treasures required for it. Yes, there's no going back. I understand, Gondo. Alright. All done. Here you go. And we have the Fortified Shield. Super strong metal makes this the toughest iron shield around. And, yeah, I wonder what that kind of design is on it, though. Looks pretty cool. I love it. Alright. We're just going to go ahead and put that back in item check since we really won't be using it. Unless I just, you know, happen to wear it. I mean, we don't look half bad with it on. I mean, come on. This is like meant to be an early game kind of like appearance, right? Oh, who am I kidding? This shield is a lot better. It's a lot better. But assuming that I will want more treasure later, I will just go ahead and put the treasure medal back in our inventory. So, go ahead and pick that up and put it there. And we are done. See you next time. Teehee. Alright, Beatrice. I love you too. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna let Zelda hear that. I'm not gonna let her hear that. We already know what, you know, Fi was saying about what Zelda might do if she happens to find out that I'm just in love with Beatrice. Not that I'm gonna let her know anyway. But not assuming that I'm not gonna tell her because I'm not gonna tell her. Alright. Enough. So, our next order of business is to finally go ahead and check out the, shall I say it, the sealed grounds. Let's get there. You know, it really comes to mind how this game just, you know, trails along in its amazing plot, and I will definitely get back some rupees that you know, Gortram stole from me. You know, he really didn't deserve to do that because he can't get away with that because I ended up stealing his heart piece. But here we are, dropping down to Farron. Here we go. So, we've basically concluded our order of business here. We're going to go behind the temple since I find that this is like a more fortunate spot to land. So, yeah, it leads us straight into the temple from the backside. May as well do it. Alright. So since we're here, we have these guys. Yeah, I already mentioned that, right? Okay, leaving. Going up the vines here.
Get away from me.
Alright, uppity up. And we're all good. May as well check up on our dude, you know, this dude, Gorko. You are back. A bunch of strange creatures came out down below. I've never seen anything like them. Is there any way you can get rid of them like you did before? Oh. Hey, bud. You would probably want to know that I have seen blessed butterflies flapping around here lately. Too bad I have absolutely no musical ability whatsoever. You can talk. I think butterflies like people's voices. But who am I kidding? They love music more. I cannot create beautiful tones to save my life. You'll get there someday. But right now, we're going to go ahead and tend to him later. But what we primarily want to do is check up on our folks in the temple. Alright, what's up everyone? May as well just check up on everybody. What's up, Groose? My dude. Yo, LSP. Saw the rail track I put up outside, eh? What's it for? Duh. Oh, you'll see before long. That's all. He wants us... Let's go ahead and show it anyway. we'll show it anyway, you know, just for poops and giggles. I know that I'm dawdling, but, you know, it's Skyward Sword. I really would love to enjoy it. Man, he really fortified this place, didn't he? I mean, look at this. What did he do, man? I mean, look. Bugs. May as well. Couple bugs. But, man, what is this? Some kind of, you know, catapult? It would be ridiculous if, you know, Garus put me in there or, like, put some kind of bombs in there. Man. Oh, but wait. Remember this? There's a big freaking... I wonder what happens if I cut it. Okay. Don't cut bombs, kids. You know, didn't mommy and daddy, like, tell you not to cut bombs? Oh, who am I freaking kidding? But look at this. It's a big freaking contraption. He really did the iron lung digging of knowledge, didn't he? But, hearts, love hearts. Alright, now that we've checked out his rail track, what's up, woman? Ah, your sword. There can be no doubt. The sacred flames have purified this blade. Well done, LSP. That sword holds tremendous power. That power is a sacred force. It is a divine power left to us by the gods of old. The same power that is spoken of in the Ballad of the Goddess. To look upon you is to see that same great power now flowing through you and the sword you carry. Hey, wonderful words. Come, LSP. You must now open the gate of time. Now that the sacred force dwells within your blade, strike the gate of time with the Skyward Strike, and it will surely awaken. Climb upon the pedestal and show the gate your sword's power. We've made it this far, guys. I mean, come on, episode 35, and we've gotten here. The Hylian crest is just chilling here waiting for us. Whoa! No. I fear the seal has given way once again. That terrible beast is awakening even as we speak. It is likely that the monster reacted to the sacred power given off by your sword. I wish it had not happened, but there was no other way to open the gate. So it goes. LSP, you must imprison the beast once again. Alright, bring it on. This is what I've been waiting for. It's time to break out my new toy. Trust me, that flabby bag of teeth doesn't stand a chance. Well, what are we waiting for? I'm heading out there. Alright, he needs us, so, boys, let's get to business. Hey, LSP. Duh. Try not to drool on your shirt as you stare at this amazing super weapon I've been working on. I call it the Grusinator. That name is just epic, man. I freaking love that name. You know, with that bomb that I cut and made a big mistake on, but you know. Leaves you speechless, doesn't it? That's only natural. You wouldn't believe how much time I put into building this beauty. Here, check it out. First, I got all the fences cluttering the area out of the way. Then I laid down rails for her to run on, all by myself, of course. I don't know what came over me. I had no clue I had the talent to make something like this, you know? Oh, you give yourself too much credit, Bruce. Anyhow, you just tell me where you want me to place my shots, and I'll put a hurting on that ugly monster. I don't care how beefy you are. You're bound to stumble for a few moments after taking one of my big bombs to the body. Hang on, though. That monster showed up a smidge sooner than I was expecting. Oh, you know, the Imprisoned. There are a few final adjustments I gotta make before she can move on the rails I've put down. I'll call out to you when she's ready for action. Till then, do whatever you can to hold off that beast. Oh, you have my word. I can freaking spell it out. I can just spell out the name of this boss for you. Alright. So, there are a number of times you have to fight this guy. Being, you know, this is just the second one. I hope is the last. Oh, man. Drop down, though, and find out what's up. You know, little did I know that the Imprisoned would ever grow arms, but this is just kind of attention to detail. Giving him more power than he should have each and every time that you fight him. Look at that. Seems like our ugly friend grew itself a pair of hands. Great timing. I hope it knows how to catch, because my machine has got a mean right arm. When she's all loaded up, I'll let you know. Until then, do what you need to do to stop it. Alright, so there are, you know, a number of ways to fight this dude. Being that this is just one of them, you can chop on its toesies each and every time that, you know, it renews itself, but my best method of going about this would be to run up one of these air tunnels and land on his head. You know, that's like one of the more fortunate ways. And then, of course, as soon as I say that, he grabs on a hold of the ledge. Pretty good timing, right? Hey, LSP, the machine's all loaded and ready to smash. If that flabby sack of teeth tries to climb the wall, I can blast it off from here with a bomb. When you want some backup from me, just send me the signal with an X. With an X? Cameron. Alright, enough. So, if we go ahead and press X, we can aim. Alright, it's time for Groose to explode into action. Adjust the machine's position with L, and aim at your target. Once you finish aiming, press ZR to launch a bomb. If it hits, you'll stun that scaly sucker. If you forget the controls, press right anytime you control the Groosinator to review the basics. Oh, I don't need the basics again. Right into the mouth it goes. Or on his noggin, you know. Ah, she packs a mean punch, doesn't she? I'll tell you, I was in love the first time I pulled this lever. I'll start loading her back up with another bomb, so keep beating on that big ugly till I give you the signal. Got it, man. Alright, let go of the ledge. One hand, two hands. There we go. Alright, land on the head. This way. And whack. And whack. One time out of 3. So, at this point, it will just keep just keep marching on, but your only best bet, if you really want to be fortunate with this fight, is to run ahead of it, like this. So, excuse me. Oh, he's chasing the hell out of me. But, you know, that's fine, because Groose will help us in some good, fortunate ways, so our best bet is to want to go ahead and get behind him. And since he's not climbing the wall, we can go ahead and do this. And the reason I'm going behind him is that he's going to fall back. He's going to fall back and land on his back. And we want access to his head, more importantly. Okay, I was wrong. He's just going to stop walking. Alright. But that's okay, because I'm just right here, right behind him. Run up behind him. And whack, whack, and whack. Alright, he thinks he's lucky this time, but, you know, I'll tell you what. He won't be for a little bit longer. Because I'm going to run right up here, and the third shot, I will hopefully be guaranteed to land a good striking point on him for the third time. Because you got to do that 3 times. 3 times is the charm. Okay, allow him to just keep on scrolling up. And for the Imprisoned and a huge freaking beast he is, he's fast. Bruce looks like he's ready, so go ahead and get a good vantage point on him. Alright, gotta keep going. Gotta keep going fast. And that looks pretty good. Alright, pretty good looking. Pretty good looking. Alright, let's go ahead and land right this way. Attractive. Now, LSP. Strike the ceiling spike with a Skyward Strike and restore the seal. Quickly. As you wish, Granny. Drop down, and let's give that spike another good visit from our hero, which is us. Nice work there, LSP. Of course, you couldn't have done it without me, but no need to thank Groose. I know I saved your tail. Oh, Groose, you just talk too much. Now, let's get that Gate of Time thing up and running. I'll go on ahead. But I'm not ready, though. Alright. So that was the Imprisoned for the second time. It probably is the hardest one to go ahead and tackle, but you know, that's the really fortunate way to go ahead and do it, and the easiest way and easiest method that I know of. So, if you're having a little bit of trouble, you know, just keep, getting up one level ahead of him and landing on his head and delivering that good strike that he deserves. So, running up this, and it's pretty cool to land up on this and run across his rails, for the Gruesinator. Pretty coolio, though. All right. Drop on down, and I gotta say, the sealed grounds just looks more and more beautiful each time that I see it. It looks put together. Groose is putting in some hard work around here. He's not just sitting in the corner like a bag of doorknobs. He's actually putting in forth the effort. Although, in the beginning, he really didn't seem, to really acknowledge himself as a hard worker. He is putting in a ton around here. I think he gives himself too much credit, but I won't say that because he'll probably turn around and bite me in the butt later on for that. But, that's Groose. He's our boy. He's getting up there, up in the ranks. So, our only best bet now is to go ahead and find out what this Gate of Time is up to. Let's get in there. It seems you were successful in imprisoning the monster again. You have my thanks, LSP. As do you, Groose. I do not wish to dwell on what may have happened if you two hadn't been here. Oh, you give me too much credit, Granny. You were the one who got me to stop feeling sorry for myself and put my energy into doing what I could do to help. I did what was necessary to get you to realize your full potential. LSP, you must wonder just what it is you've been fighting out there in the Great Pit. There is much I could tell you, but suffice to say, it is the root of the evil we face. When you pass through the Gate of Time, you shall learn more. We may seal it and reseal it into its prison 1,000 times, but it will always shatter the bonds that confine it. Such is its awesome power. We must destroy it at its source, or suffer this fate again and again. There is no time to lose. Hit the gate with a skyward strike. Come on already. Charge that sword of yours with that sacred force stuff and Granny was talking about, and zap the gate of time. Right, Granny? Indeed. Now, LSP, go. Go to the gate. You know, these guys have just been like family this entire game so far. I really cherish the character development between these two, and it's just Skyward Sword begins in a way where we just feel that these characters will not really contribute much, but they just grow on us like plants in the sunshine. Come on already. Yeah. Thanks, Groose, for the instruction. I bet you, Zelda's just on the other side of that gate, wondering where you are. You shouldn't make the little lady wait, LSP. Go on. Alright, enough is enough. So, really, with this conclusion of this episode, I will go ahead and end it with this incredible, opening of the Gate of Time scene. And in the next episode, we shall find out what we're going to go ahead and face on the other side once we pass through to the past. So, let's get to it. Do not fear it. This is what we have waited for. At long last, the gate has been reactivated. Standing before you is a path that transcends the flow of time. It is a portal to the past, to the very place where Zelda now waits. Go bravely, LSP, if everything is as I expect. The reunion with Zelda you fought so hard for lies beyond this gate. Nah, don't worry about me. I'm gonna hang back here, LSP. That stupid monster doesn't know when to quit, and Granny here keeps yapping on and on about how we never know when it might bust free again. Someone's gotta stick around and guard the place. Might as well be me. Besides, if I'm not here, who's gonna look out for the old girl? And you know what? Nah, forget about it. When you see Zelda, tell her I said, "What's up?"